Hey, this me, Tanya. And who we looking at? We looking at Thomas Mosley, Pashun Jeffrey, and Taylen Mosley. They live in St. Petersberg, Florida. He is 21 years old. Pashun is 20, and the little boy is 2 years old now. Apparently, Thomas Mosley got mad at Pashun and decided he was going to stab her 100 times. Oh, it gets even deeper than that. After stabbing her, he decided he was going to go down to a lake that is about less than 15 miles from their house in St. Petersburg, Florida, and feed his son to some alligators. Yeah, you heard me. His 2-year-old son, he gave him to some alligators. I want to understand how you can look at a situation and tell your son it's okay. Go play with that alligator. After you saw your mother getting stabbed 100 times, Daddy tells me to go play with alligators. They got a special place for you, sir. They got a very special place for you. Are not men supposed to protect women? Are not women supposed to be looking at a male as to you're the strongest thing created that's going to protect me at all costs? No, no, not in your book. Because, see, I'm not sure who your mother or father is, but I do know your father probably wasn't in the household. When you all do these actions like this, you make it predictable. Because if a male was in a household, there's certain structure that a male gives to his children. I'm not saying all the time everybody's raised in a two-family household come out with perfectness. But what I am saying is that most men don't want their sons to do foolish stuff like this. This is not even foolish. It's inhumane. You fed your kid to an alligator. The police said they shot at the alligator. The alligator dropped whatever was in his mouth, which was your son, and left. You hurt your kid in more than an emotional hurt, even more than a physical hurt. You intentionally tried to kill him. You know alligators are not friendly. You're in Florida. You should know that. But you know what? When I was growing up, me and my grandmother, this was back in the day, real back. We were talking about the justice system or whatnot, and my grandmother, I was telling her, I said, I just think that we ought to give everybody second chances, right? And my grandmother said, no, I'm seeing that you're more like Martin Luther King, and I'm more like Malcolm X. Eye for an eye. In this situation, I want to be a Malcolm X. I want them to treat you just as like you treated them. See, if it was my judge and jury, I would say stab you, let you suffer for a couple minutes, then take you out to some alligators. But You know, I wouldn't want to see you bleeding, so I just say, hey, take them out to the alligators because that's going to do worse enough. You stabbed that woman who raised your son, who was responsible for your seed, a part of you. You stabbed her. And we can ask why all day long. Why would you do something like that? Why would you do something like that, Tom? Why would you do something like that, Thomas? But we can't ask you where was your mind when you was thinking about throwing Taylen in the ocean in front of some alligators. That is so it doesn't even sit right with anybody that's human because we all know with common sense alligators are not friendly. That is a specific species that we are not allowed to play with. You act like you was watching a cartoon, giving your kid to an alligator. You know, like I know, you in Florida. Florida got a whole alligator museum. I know because I took my kids to it. But you know what? I'm so in the mindset right now. The South is raised different than the West. The West is raised different than the North. The North is raised different than the Midwest. We all are raised different because there's nowhere in the world I would have expected this out of no man that I know. But I'm sure your mother didn't expect it neither, now did she? Now, not only do your mother have to sit back with the fact that her son stabbed his child's mother 100 times, but now she got to sit back with the fact and rest in you decided to be God in your son's life at 2. You know, I want you to have a vision of an alligator eating you every single minute of the day. I want you to crack up. I really do. Because what you did to that little boy was uncalled for. What you did to that woman was uncalled for. I don't care how mad you get. As a man, learn how to walk away. Save yourself your dignity. Now you not only hurt her family, but you hurt your own family. Because your own family is connected to this family by that baby. Oh, but you're not smart enough to think like that. You was only thinking of your selfish needs. You know, I don't know why you decided to be God and kill 2 people and say, I'm going to give you your checkout time. It's going to be today. What was you thinking? How could you think? How could you stand over somebody and be so angry with them to stab them 100 times? How? Do you even know there is a God? Because I know God ain't told you to do nothing like this. I know he ain't told you, "Oh, go throw that baby next to some, alligators and see what they do. Let them play with it." And I'm sure the little boy was, like, thinking, "Hey, he don't know no better. He looked for you for guidance, and you failed him." I don't understand how you can give yourself air to breathe at this moment. These men today are totally different than the men of yesterday. Because see, women and children were held that's hands off. Women and children, you did not touch women and children. Now you would hear of men always something happened with another man or something happened to this man, but women and children were off limits. And somewhere along the line, we taught our sons, hey, it's okay. Women ain't off limits. They're equal. Treat them equal. Craziness is crazy. This is one of the craziest things I've ever heard of is somebody feeding their child to an alligator. And now Taylen and Pashun are resting. And since you decided to be the judge and the jury for their life, mm, I pray the real judge and the jury for your life take you to a place that you are constantly burning, that you're constantly thinking of your son and your child's mother. Every time you close your eyes, you just have to sit with your eyes open 24 hours a day. So every time you close your eyes, you're going to see her and that baby, her and that baby, you stabbing her and that baby being eaten by some alligators. In the meantime, I hope that you feel alligators biting your skin. That's kind of pretty rough, ain't it? For somebody to wish that on you, well, you shouldn't have taken the actions that you've taken with these beautiful human beings that you could have easily walked away from. I would have preferred you to walk away and not even pay child support if it meant for you to throw your son to alligators. This is one of those situations I wish we had an eye for an eye. I wish the justice system would let you go out and be eaten up by alligators. Prove a point. You can't just do what you want to do to anybody you want to do it to. Little boy, somebody failed you. And whoever failed you, it's no longer their fault, it's your fault. Because you was stupid enough not to grow up. You hurt your mother. Your mother? You hurt your mother. I don't want you to see the day of light no more. I don't want you to know what fresh air feels like anymore. That should hurt anybody. A baby being ate up by alligators. And if it wasn't for the police shooting that bullet, the alligator was finna swallow your son. Man, you you as what I call stupid. You a stupid little boy. And I hope they don't put you in the crazy house. I hope they put you in general population. All I can say is don't drop the soap.